Yo. Analytics off the chain, all the channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. I'm a headliner.
Yo, Headliner Nation, what is going on? Kyle back with the Fantasy Headliners, and it's Thursday, which means we're dropping the sweet, spicy rankings videos today, and we will kick off the day with my wide receivers and tight end rankings. Oh, baby, I got my top 50 wide receivers, I got my top 20 tight ends, and we have got a ton to talk about. Now, with the rankings videos, just want to remind everybody, it's a little bit different in my philosophy for doing the rankings. So, for my rankings videos, it's all about the upside. When I talk about start and sit, the line is 10 points, right? You have to have 10 points to be a start. So I talk about the floor. If I've got them as a sit, it means I think their floor that week is under 10 points. The rankings are all about how high do I think they can go and discussing what their potential upside looks for the week. So make sure that if you're watching this and you're like, Kyle, you have that guy listed as a sit, but you have him listed over someone else that's a start. It's because I still think his ceiling could be a little bit higher than the other guy. So that's the difference between the rankings and the start and sit episode, and I want to make sure that you all know that. Make sure you go back and you watch that one too. You are always more successful if you watch both videos together. Before we get in to the top 50 wide receivers, though, I just want to remind everybody that we are making a push to 700 members here on the channel by the end of the season, and you all can not only help us accomplish that goal, but you help support the channel, and you get a ton of extras on top of it. If you become a member, there is a link down below. You can either click on the link in the description to become a member, or there might be a join button that's right underneath this video. For $4.99 a month, you're going to get extra videos throughout the week. I've done 3 extra membership videos in the last 7 days. We're killing it over here with that extra spicy content. And of course, we've got other members only videos that drop throughout the week as well. So you get some extra content. Your name is highlighted in the chat. You get special badges and emojis so you stick out to everybody, including us. And you get an extra live stream on Sunday mornings before kickoff where we always do an autographed memorabilia giveaway. So if you are able and willing and you can help support the channel and help us to get to that goal of 700 total members, then do me a favor, hit join or follow the link down below and let's do it together, baby. Now, we got to hop into it. Let's get moving quickly, right? We're letting it flow through these rankings. It's the top 50 wide receivers. Let's go, baby. Number 1 overall this week for me is going to be Justin Jefferson going up against Detroit. Woo! I like Justin Jefferson to have one heck of a game this week. Cooper Kupp going up against Jacksonville. You know he's going to be on fire this week as well. Tyreek Hill, they're getting back from the bye, feeling good. Tyreek Hill expecting some big plays. CeeDee Lamb is all the way up to number 4 for me. Now, why is CeeDee Lamb up that high? Because Amari Cooper is now expected to play. At the beginning of the week, they were talking about that he would not make it back because he had some symptoms left over from COVID. He hadn't stopped coughing. He didn't know if he was going to be able to play this week. Today now, well, actually Wednesday, because I record this on Wednesday night. It drops on Thursday. But all of a sudden now they're like, no, he's probably going to be good to go. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But like I talked about in my start and sit video, with Amari Cooper on the outside and Michael Gallup back and healthy on the other side, it allows them to get CeeDee Lamb back into the slot and really exploit those matchups over the middle. I like him in the slot. Going to be away from Lattimore this week. That's going to give him some high upside against New Orleans on Thursday Night Football. I've got DeAndre Hopkins all the way back at number 5. He's been sitting out. He's had the bye now. He's expected to be healthy. He's expected to play this week, and he's expected to be ready to go against a Chicago team. Let's get him and Kyler Murray back on the field, and I think he's going to want to come back and make a big impact. I expect to see it this week. Keenan Allen going up against Cincinnati. Awuzie will probably be covering Mike Williams, which is going to leave Keenan Allen, my man, to do some damage with all that volume he's been getting. Chris Godwin going up against Atlanta is going to be the volume king for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. No word yet on Antonio Brown. Probably no Antonio Brown this week either. Stefon Diggs at number 8. I like the touchdown capabilities of him. I've still got him as a top 10 wide receiver. I know Bill Belichick always tries to take away the top wide receiver option, but this is Stefon Diggs. You can only contain him. You can't stop him. Ja'Marr Chase at number 9 going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers defense has struggled a little bit more recently against the wide receivers. Ja'Marr Chase has some nice upside this week, but we know Los Angeles was really good against wide receivers to begin the season. Can they get back? Are they going to limit Ja'Marr Chase and really make T. Higgins beat them? They're going to have to try and limit somebody this week. They're best off trying to do it against Ja'Marr Chase. Terry McLaurin going up against Las Vegas. He should have some high upside this week as well. Adam Thielen is also making it into my top 12 this week. Really like this matchup with Detroit. Should score a touchdown. Deontay Johnson going up against Buffalo, a tougher matchup, but we know the volume is going to be there. If he had a little bit more opportunity for bigger plays, I'd put him higher up. Not against this defense, though. And not with Big Ben as your quarterback. Michael Pittman at number 13 going up against Houston. Michael Pittman should have a really good game. I know everyone's talking about T.Y. Hilton and, oh, he does this and does that against Houston. Someone in the comments was even like, you should do your research and know what he's done. That was a healthy T.Y. Hilton, okay? That's not a guy that's been consistently banged up for a while now, okay? Real big difference here. Michael Pittman is the wide receiver 1 on this team. I know what he's done against Houston in the past. It just doesn't mean it's going to happen again out of nowhere, folks. Mike Evans going in at number 14 right here. Really been a little big play dependent as of recent. We got to get him back to some of that volume. Hopefully that comes this week against Atlanta. Marquise Brown going up against Pittsburgh. This Pittsburgh defense has not been very good as of recent. Really all season. Marquise Brown has nice upside this week. The same as Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett right now looking really good. The connection with Russell Wilson is strong. Wondering if that keeps up this week. Jalen Waddle going up against the New York Giants. Waddle coming off a big week last week. And the Giants can be beat in the slot a little bit more, and you can do that with Jalen Waddle. Brandon Ayuk at number 18. No Deebo Samuel coming up this week. I do have him a little bit lower just because they're going to be able to give him a little bit more attention if you didn't have Deebo on the field. So I got him a little bit lower, but the volume should be more than good. DK Metcalf at number 19. What'd you do to Russ, man? I don't know what you got going on in the background there, but whatever you did to hurt his feelings, go get him a nice box of chocolates, okay? Take him out to dinner. Do whatever you need to do. Make up with the man. Let's go. Number 20, Hunter Renfrow. Going up against a Washington team that allows the 4th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Hunter Renfrow should be seeing himself at least a touchdown this week. Christian Kirk talked about it on the start and sit video. This dude could be in for a huge week with DeAndre Hopkins back, AJ Green on the other side. Him in the slot. The Chicago Bears. They give up some points to slot wide receivers. T. Higgins at number 22. Again, the Chargers, it could be a little bit of a tougher defense, but who are they going to try to limit? Is it going to be Higgins or is it going to be Chase? They're going to have to make a decision. One guy is going to end up burning him, though. Darnell Mooney at number 23 leads the league in targets over the last couple of weeks. Really coming into his own. Are we going to see Andy Dalton? Are we going to see Justin Fields? As of this recording, it still had not been decided yet. Brandon Cooks at number 24 going up against Indianapolis, a team that has given up a lot of fantasy points to opposing wide receivers this season. Brandon Cooks should see himself a touchdown, especially in a game that they'll probably be trailing in. Devontae Smith going up against the New York Jets. I mean, we're going to put him here, but we don't feel good about Devontae Smith any week these days, and it's really all tied to his quarterback. Mike Williams at number 26. It's the big plays that propel him right now. If he doesn't have it, he's really not hitting home for us. Elijah Moore at number 27. Yes, the upside is there for him, but is he going to see Darius Slay? If he does, that could end up limiting his upside. We know that Zach Wilson has not been good this season, so is he going to limit his upside? He could end up going higher. I'm going to put him right about here, though, because if he were to find like that one big play, he could fall into kind of like that high wide receiver 3 area. Chase Claypool at number 28. Don't like the matchup for him. Don't like him as a start. However, I talked about it in the start sit video. The dude is like one big play away from making his entire fantasy day. And because of that, and for talking upside, he's got to find himself in here. Jerry Jeudy at number 29. Going up against Kansas City. This Denver defense hasn't done a whole lot. If they can get rolling, if they can get going against Kansas City, they're probably going to be down a majority of the game. If they are, there's going to be plenty of targets. Michael Gallup at number 30. Again, he's back. He's on the outside. 1 or 2 big plays could help him out this week, especially if Amari Cooper is shut down. Going to look towards Michael Gallup a little bit more. Van Jefferson, big plays galore, baby. That's what he does for the Los Angeles Rams. If he's finding those big plays down the field, he's absolutely a starter. And that's why I've got Odell Beckham Jr. right next to him, because these guys, 1-2 big plays away, that's all they're going to need to make their fantasy days. Cortland Sutton at number 33 has not been very good this season. Not sure what it is. Probably could end up even going a little bit lower with him. I'm just really hesitant to do it with either of these guys because they're just so darn talented. And when you get guys that are that talented in a matchup like this where you're going to have to throw the ball, it's hard for me to just completely ignore them. Deshaun Jackson versus Washington, again, a really, really good matchup. If he can find that one big play, I could see him going even higher than this. Just, I don't know if the volume will be there for him. I mean, 4 targets last week? We need to get him more towards 6 or 7 targets if he's going to go higher. T.Y. Hilton at number 35. Like I mentioned with Michael Pittman, he's not the wide receiver 1 anymore. He's not the healthy T.Y. Hilton that we used to see. And just because he's done it a bunch in the past doesn't mean he's just going to necessarily do it again this week. Kendrick Bourne and Jacoby Myers at number 36 and 37 right next to each other. Really, really tough matchup against Buffalo. If they don't score, they're not going to be worthy of starting. Marvin Jones Jr. at number 38. If we're talking upside on this team, he definitely has the most upside of any of the wide receivers right now. But again, they're all sits for me anyway. Rashad Bateman at number 39, going up against Pittsburgh. Need to get him rolling again. But are they going to distribute targets this week? That's the main question that I'm looking at here, because last week, targets went to everybody after Brown and Andrews. Are they going to start going to Bateman a little bit more? Emmanuel Sanders at number 40. If they really, truly take Stephon Diggs away, is Emmanuel Sanders going to be able to jump in and help out with it? Same thing with Cole Beasley. Is he going to be able to jump in and help out with it? Dawson Knox, however, takes a lot of targets away from Cole Beasley. Russell Gage at 42. Tampa Bay, again, going to be trailing the wide receiver 1 on the team. They're going to have to be throwing it quite a bit. If we can get him about 8 targets right here, ceiling-wise, it's not that bad. Kenny Golladay, lots of injuries still. Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard will not be playing this week. Kenny Golladay, Miami, a defense that has been really, really bad at times this season. You got to get him going, Danny Pennies. You got to get him the football. If not, this was a huge waste of a signing. Come on, let's go, offense. Tyler Boyd at number 44 against the Chargers again. With such tough matchups out on the outside, are we going to get Tyler Boyd working a little bit more this week? Amari Cooper, don't like the matchup. Don't like that he's still not feeling well. Don't like that he's had to miss the last 2 games. Don't like that he's been dealing with a hammy injury as well. He's a sit for me this week. Traquan Smith at number 46 could end up seeing a great matchup against Jordan Lewis in the slot this week. Josh Reynolds at number 47. Hopefully him and Goff continue that relationship that they've built, that they've kind of brought over from the Rams. Curtis Samuel at number 48. Good to see him back on the field this week. Darius Slayton. If Kenny Golladay ain't getting nothing, Darius Slayton's going to be getting it. And Gabriel Davis at number 50. Why? Because he's been looked at a little bit more recently. And this is a Bill Belichick defense that they're going up against, where I know they try to take away the top weapon. If they do, Gabriel Davis could be the guy that slips out for that huge play down the field that they just don't realize because they're too busy on everybody else. Now, we got to jump over to the tight ends now. Talking about the top 20 tight ends. Travis Kelce coming in number 1. Mark Andrews at number 2. George Kittle at number 3. Rob Gronkowski at number 4. Do I have to say anything else about these guys? You own them, you start them. If you own multiple of them, I don't know what you've been doing and why you didn't trade one of them. TJ Hockenson at number 5. Still a tight end 5 on the season. Could be a decent matchup here for him. We got to get the scoring and the volume together. It seems like when we score, we don't get the volume. When we got the volume, we don't score. We got to get it together. Come on, Goff. Kyle Pitts at number 6. He continues to be one of the top receiving options at the position, but he's not scoring at all. Can he find the end zone against Tampa Bay? Dalton Schultz going up against New Orleans. I talked about it in the start-sit video and how we could see Dak Prescott going to something that feels a little bit more comfortable for him. Dawson Knox at number 8. Dawsome! Dawesome is what we're calling him from now on. I've seen some of you putting that in the comments lately. Dawson Knox, I'm feeling it. Dawson Knox at number 8 going up against New England. Lower for him this week for the potential of being taken away, but he's been way too good to have him any lower than this. At number 9, Pat Freiermuth. Talked about him in the start-sit video, but he went into the concussion protocol after that came out. Continue to monitor it. This is a Sunday afternoon game. He could still get ready to go by then. If he is, we probably take him and we move him above Kyle Pitts. If not, we're going to leave him, obviously, out of the rankings completely. I'm going to keep him right here just in case he's limited. Logan Thomas at number 10. Again, good to see him back. Good to see him healthy. Finding the end zone against Las Vegas this week could end up being a lock. Dallas Goedert against the New York Jets. Bro, you just got paid a lot of money. Go into that office and say, get me the football. Come on, Dallas. Mike Gesicki at number 12. He's been falling lower and lower, 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 lower. He's not going to be much higher after this week if he has another dud. Zach Ertz going up against Chicago. The last time they were on the field 2 weeks ago looked amazing. Can it continue this week? Hunter Henry going up against Buffalo. Again, maybe not a huge volume day because he hasn't been getting those, but he can score. If he scores, he's going to fall right in here. Foster Moreau for Las Vegas at number 15. No Darren Waller, so we're going to put him comfortably right in here. He's a start for me now. Cole Kmet going up against Arizona. Love that Andy Dalton was looking his way last week. Led the team in targets. Hopefully that continues. If it does, and if he scores, he probably goes even higher than this. Tyler Conklin at number 17. He's good. He's good, all right? He's good to go. He's going to be the role. He's a start for me now. Noah Fant at number 18. You know, with Noah Fant, Tyler Higbee at 19. Not feeling either of these guys. Haven't for a while now. Both are sits. And Gerald Everett is also a sit for me this week, but he makes it into the top 10 because Russell Wilson's been looking his way a little bit more recently. There you have it. All done. Top 50 wide receivers, top 20 tight ends. I brought it for you, baby. Brought it for you. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the video. Don't forget, before you get out of here, though, you got to hit that like button for me. And if you're new, you got to subscribe to the channel. And put a comment. Let me know down below. Let me know down below who's your top scoring tight end and top scoring wide receiver this week. I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody stay safe and stay healthy. And I'll catch you on the next episode of the Fantasy Headliners.